If you've been following this course from the beginning, you should now have a complete draft post ready to be published. It has a title, there's text content, there's styling, there may be some links and images in the post, and you've categorized and tagged the post and added a featured image. Now it's time to make this post public so other people can see it, because right now, if you go to the front end of your website, you see that the only thing on your website is the Hello World post, which came standard with WordPress. Your post only becomes public when you publish it, and publishing both posts and pages is done in the Publish panel in the top right-hand corner. We've already used some of the features within the Publish panel, Save Draft saves draft, Preview previews, and we took a look at the Revisions panel to see how you could go back in time and look at previous versions of this post. Now we can take a look at the other features here. Starting at the top, you have Status, and this allows you to change the current status of the post. Right now it's set to draft. I can also change it to pending review, so if I had multiple authors and I wanted someone else to look at it, or if an author was signed up for my site but did not have publishing privileges, she would submit a post for review, and then someone with publishing privileges would then approve it and publish it. Next, you have Visibility. Visibility is split between public, which means the post is public and anyone can see it, password protected, where you enter a password and then people are prompted to enter a password to be able to see the content, or private, meaning only people with login access to the site will be able to read the post. Which one you choose here depends on what type of content you're publishing. Regularly, it should be public, but in some cases you may want to password protect content, or you may even want to make it private if you're publishing information that only pertains to a small group, maybe a company or an organization, or even your family. If you choose public, you have an extra option here called Stick this post to the front page. This function, when checked, will cause this post to stick to the top of your front page no matter what other content is published afterwards. Because WordPress is technically blogging software, meaning anytime you publish a new post, it appears at the top of your front page and pushes everything else down. Applying this sticky post feature ensures that this particular post will stick to the top regardless of whether or not someone posts something else afterwards. In some themes, like the 2014 theme, you can also use the sticky post feature to stick posts to featured content sliders and grid displays, and we'll look at that later on in the course. In most cases, you want to leave sticky posts unchecked. Directly under Revisions, you find Publish On. This is the post scheduler, and this is a really powerful feature of WordPress. By default, if you hit Publish, the post publishes right now, but you don't have to publish the content right now. And if you want to publish your content sometime in the future, let's say next Wednesday at 9 a.m., you don't actually have to sit by your computer on Wednesday at 9 a.m. to publish a post. You can simply schedule WordPress to do that work for you. To do so, go to Publish On, click Edit, and change the date and time to any date and time you want to publish this post on. What's really interesting is this feature does not restrict itself only to times in the future. You can actually backdate any post to any previous date that's already happened. That sounds odd, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Let's say you wrote an article for a blog a year ago, and then that blog has gone belly up. Or you wrote an article a long time ago and you just want to republish it on your blog. In that case, you can create the post, then you go in and change the publishing date to the date and time you originally published that content, click OK, and publish the post. The post will then be put into the chronology of the rest of your content at the time it was originally published. So if people are following your blog in reverse chronological order, they'll find the post at the appropriate time in relation to your other content. This is also great if you are publishing a new blog and you want to show that you have a history of content. You can backdate your content, and you can also schedule future content so you don't have to always worry about new content coming up. I use the scheduling feature a lot because I want my posts to be published at specific dates and specific times, and I often write multiple posts at the same time. So that way I can write 10 posts, schedule them to release at several different dates, click the schedule button, and then just wait for WordPress to do all the work for me. If I choose to change the date here, you'll see the publish button change to a schedule button. So if I go in here and I change it to tomorrow, for instance, and click OK, you'll see publish turn to schedule. And if I click schedule now, WordPress will start the countdown until this post goes live. If I don't want to do that, I can go back and change it to today's date. Click OK, and it changes back to publish. The last two options in the publish panel are self-explanatory. Move to trash moves the post to the trash bin within WordPress from which you can retrieve it. It does not delete it permanently. And the publish button publishes the post. So right now, this is what the front page of my site looks like. I'll reload it just to show you I'm not cheating. So this is the front page of a default install of WordPress when nothing new has been published. All you have is the Hello World post that came with WordPress. Now I can go to my post, click the publish button. My post has been published. I can go and reload the front page. And here we have our first post displayed on the front page, and directly under it, the next post. Now that the post has been published, I can still edit anything I want to within the post. I can change my categories around, edit the text, and I can also change the status from published back to draft if I want to pull it back off the site again. Let's say I made a huge mistake and I need to retract it. Now here's just a short word on revisions. If you publish a post and then decide to change it later, make sure you leave a note about what you changed at the bottom of your post so that when people come to your post, they don't go, hey, what happened to that stuff I read earlier? I thought it said something about something and now it's not saying that. Because when you're posting content, you are really publishing content to the world and you want to be sincere about what you're doing. So if you make edits, make sure to take notes so people know what you edited.